If you're currently fixated on figuring out how to occupy a girl's thoughts, something's not right, and that's not to just be brushed over. This mindset is flawed and off the mark. Firstly, a girl thinking about you might not be a positive thing. It could be her contemplating your friendship or perceiving your eagerness for her attention and approval. Would you still want her thoughts if that's the context? Probably not. Secondly, you can't force anyone into any particular thoughts. At most, you can influence someone's thoughts, but that's the extent of it. The only thing within your control is your behavior and the kind of person you are. That's it. Everything else is beyond your control. Ironically, that's the most potent tool at your disposal. Taking charge of yourself and presenting yourself with conscious intent can significantly impact what women think about you. It can't be faked, nor should it be inconsistent with who you truly are. Women can easily detect insincerity in a man. They're observant most of the time, and their intuition is often spot on, even if they choose to overlook it. If your habits or personal growth revolve around women's reactions, you'll miss out on developing the essential tools and traits needed to be a genuine man. The most substantial growth arises from putting in the hard work, pursuing ambitious goals or a significant dream, overcoming challenges, transforming your physique, engaging in ongoing conversations, comprehending your own thoughts, forming a worldview, and socializing with people. Integrate experiences with women into the mix, and you'll evolve into the kind of man that many women desire and contemplate. While I'll delve into specific strategies on how to capture a girl's attention in your interactions with her, I'll also emphasize crucial aspects of your life that demand attention. Without any further ado, let's get into some behavioral techniques that will naturally make a girl think about you. Firstly, allow her the space to yearn for your presence. Love and attraction flourish both in moments together and in absence. Reflect on those times when you were captivated by a girl. Weren't you consumed by thoughts of her, daydreaming as you lay in bed or drove somewhere? I certainly was, and I'm sure you were too. That distance didn't diminish your attraction or interest. It intensified your emotions. If anything, the anticipation of seeing her again heightened the experience. Conversely, you've likely encountered someone who constantly pursued you, always texting, hanging around, and showering you with compliments. Did you find yourself thinking about her often? Did you yearn for her? Probably not. Even if she was beautiful, it likely wasn't as thrilling as the girl who wasn't constantly pursuing you. Many men make the mistake of incessantly texting because they like someone. Give her the time and space to contemplate your presence. It's perfectly fine to focus on your work, indulge in your hobbies, or pursue your passions without being glued to your phone in constant communication with her. Second, refrain from revealing your feelings too hastily. What adds excitement to the courtship for women is the element of uncertainty. The intrigue of wondering, thinking, and fantasizing about you thrives on a certain degree of mystery. While not knowing someone's feelings may induce anxiety, particularly in men, it's a healthy phase in the early stages of courtship, building anticipation like nothing else. Have you observed how guys who pour out their feelings too soon often find themselves in the friend zone or facing rejection? It prematurely extinguishes the mystery in the courtship. Timing plays a crucial role, and if your goal is to make a girl think about you, there's value in waiting for a more opportune moment to express your feelings. If things are progressing positively, chances are the girl will exhibit signs of thinking about you and developing deeper feelings. That typically marks the ideal time to bring up things like love or exclusivity. Third, embrace unpredictability to keep a girl intrigued. The surefire way to make her think about you is by being spontaneous. Nothing dampens anticipation and mystery in a relationship faster than falling into a predictable routine, a situation many guys are familiar with. Calling at the same time, sending the same messages at the same time, taking her to the same place on the same day every week, and repeating the same few activities becomes a monotonous pattern. Being too predictable is a guaranteed path to boredom for a girl. When she can't anticipate your every move, it gives her cause to ponder what you might do next, what you'll say, and when you plan to see her again. Unpredictability injects excitement and keeps the element of surprise alive, making you more interesting and captivating in her eyes. Fourth, offer compliments without seeking validation. Women often receive an abundance of compliments, especially in the digital realm. Relying on compliments as the default method to capture a girl's interest is a flawed approach today, and frankly, always has been. Most of the time, it leads to being overlooked or simply forwarded to the friend zone. Women aren't seeking to be lured into interest through unearned flattery. It lacks sincerity and romance, and they don't place much value on it. A genuine compliment is unexpected and heartfelt. It goes beyond trivial details like the color of her clothes or how she's done her hair. A sincere compliment isn't dependent on a specific response from her side. If your compliments aim to manipulate interest or affection, it reveals an ulterior motive to seek validation from her, shifting the focus from her to you. Using compliments as a tool to make her notice you is unattractive. When offering a compliment, ensure it is sincere and truthful, without expecting a predetermined reaction from her. Next, fifth, live and create an interesting life. Crafting a life that a woman can join has historically been the responsibility of men, encompassing not just providing necessities but also creating memorable experiences. It's a masculine responsibility. Living an interesting life involves pursuing your dreams, goals, passions, and hobbies. Who are you at your core? What brings you excitement and joy? What kind of life are you working to build? These questions reflect the subconscious queries that run through a woman's mind when she's with you. It goes beyond materialistic possessions. For example, I know of some religious men leading simple, spiritual, and grounded lives, and their partners find intrigue and interest in the simplicity and spirituality of their lifestyle. The essential point to note is, be the person you want to attract. I encourage you to compile a list of the things you want to do, to be, or to become, and pursue them earnestly. This commitment will lead you to a rich and fascinating life. The ultimate reward is that the right woman will be irresistibly attracted and genuinely interested in you. Lastly, just pay attention to her. Cultivate your sense of attentiveness, as many of the problems women have about men often just trace back to a lack of attention. They yearn to feel heard and understood, and often the men in their lives become too self-absorbed to maintain the attentiveness displayed in the initial stages. It's undeniable that poor communication almost always serves as a precursor to breakups and divorces. Contrary to popular belief, communication isn't solely about speaking, it's just as much about active listening. The fact is, one of the most effective ways to exude mystery and intrigue is by asking questions and letting the other person talk more. We understand that unlocking a woman's emotional side profoundly impacts her attraction and interest in you. All of this becomes possible only if you're genuinely willing to pay attention to what she's saying and doing. Nonverbal cues hold as much significance as verbal ones. Observing her, asking questions, actively listening, and showing a genuine interest in who she is allow you to pick up valuable insights into her thoughts, behaviors, and feelings. Often, people approach relationships with the intention of gaining something from them. Remember, the high-value thing to do is to focus on creating something special with someone special, while also pursuing all your main goals with unaffected ferocity. Juggle those two right and you have the recipe to a pleasant life. Thank you for watching today's video, and see you in the next one.